Hey, what's up? It's Brandon Marshall, and if you don't know who I am, then get out of this video. You're only supposed to be here if you know who I am. You know, everyone tries so hard to explain who they are, and I just want to allow people to figure out. That's how I like to roll in my videos. My Wonderful Wednesday Squared Black Friday offer is in the title above. So before I start this, I want to let you know that this special will be going on until Monday, and I will be going into detail what things I have going on, but you can click that page and find out everything. You know, I got things at different price points. Welcome, person who comes. Hey, Serena, wave. So I wanted to talk about this because I see a lot of branding experts give a shit so much about their brand to the point where it's like you feel robotic and you're slow and lethargic and it's not good. What's up, Sean? What's up, Lily? And yes, this is inspired from an internet scuffle, just a small internet scuffle I was in yesterday. It's not that big of a deal. What's up, Corey? What's up, Cancun Chris? But anyway, there was this whole thing, this whole Black Friday thing, basically. And I'm not really, this isn't towards a particular person. It's just an ideology I see in the coaching industry. So, in the past, when I posted a little bit about this last night, someone came in to defend themselves, and it's like, it's really not about you or certain posts. It's about an ideology that I see a lot of coaches follow. And the problem I have is when coaches give a fuck more about their image. What's up, Becky? Wave. What's up, Cynthia? Wave. So my issue is when coaches care too much about their image and their positioning more than actually helping people and getting things in motion. Yeah, exactly, Serena. But here's my thing. It's totally cool if you decide to say, hey, I am the high ticket coach and I don't do low ticket offers. That's totally fine. The thing that I have an issue with is when you go online and you see all this misleading information saying that you're not a luxurious brand if you do low ticket or mid ticket or you do special offers or anything like that. That's very misleading. And I don't think it's fair for the people who are new to the coaching industry and they read that shit and then they think they're supposed to be someone they're not. And let me explain that. Because early on, I thought I was misled into thinking, hey, I only got to do high ticket because I want to make sure that I'm not seen as this cheap Walmart brand or whatever it is. And there's many different angles of this whole branding spectrum that I'm going on. But, there was a time where it's like, I don't want to be this cheap Walmart brand and I'm too cool for school and all this shit. And it's funny that Lee comes in here because he introduced me to the 4-day sale 2.5 years ago. And I'll go into that because that's exactly what has helped me in times where I felt like things were slowing down. So I went, I'll be honest with you, 2 years ago, I went through droughts of trying to get high-end clients. And it's like you're just waiting for that next high-end client. And it's like, and you're acting like it's an energetic thing, like, oh, I'm too cool for clients. It's like that energy is like, I'm too cool for clients. Now I see a lot of people who are putting barriers in their sales process and they're fucking themselves doing so. Like if you're legitimately got your shit booked and you have a legit wait list, awesome. Props to you. But if you're actually looking for business, is it really helping you by fronting and saying, I'm luxurious, I don't have time for those petty games, but then really behind the scenes you're suffering? That doesn't make sense. But a lot of coaches are being taught this shit. It's like, oh, well, I got to put on this image. And then it becomes this whole game of putting on a bullshit image more than actually helping people. Yet you would be so liberated if you just said, hey, I'm going to make it easier to fucking help people. Yeah, it should be branding. You're right, Veronica. I need to phrase that. I need to trademark it. Get lawyers involved. It just needs to happen. I got to do it before it's stolen. What's up, Sherry? For whatever reason, when Sherry came in, I thought of the whole advertisement, Sherry's Berries. I don't know why. But Bill Burr, the comedian, he has a funny ass thing on his podcast when he was trying to advertise for Sherry's Berries, and he's like, "Sherry's Berries," and he just started busting out laughing in the advertisement. The people who crack me up are the ones who say low ticket products or devalue my brand and still give away free lead magnets. Isn't that cheaper than low ticket? Exactly. What's up, Sterling? Awesome. Yeah, sarcasm buddies. Yeah, and Lee was teaching this 4-day sale thing at an event I was at in Baltimore, and essentially, it was selling a product at $45, like $25, $20 or $45, somewhere around that for 4 days. And actually, when I applied that in my business, I haven't done any $45 masterclass offerings for a while, but when I applied that in my business, I went from waiting on these high ticket sales to come through to when I applied the low ticket sales, things started moving, and then high ticket sales came in. Like, that really helped me create momentum in my business. Just to go into briefly, like, I don't want to mess it up, but I'd say it's relatively simple. You would set up like a master class or whatever you want to where people get a taste of what you have going on. And this was like really low ticket, like $47. And then you have like a 4-day interval of organically promoting it. And then there's like a 4-day interval of promoting it through Facebook ads. And then a 4-day period where you do like affiliates. And I think there might be another one with email list. But essentially, like, the powerful thing about that is like when you create momentum. I like to use an analogy around football, and maybe no one here watches football. Who knows? What's up, Alexandra? But in football, a lot of times they say, hey, complete the short passes. And that creates confidence in your wide receivers. Like, you complete the short passes before you throw long home run bombs. So basically, instead of, like, another sports analogy like baseball, instead of trying to go for the home run every time, you're getting simple success swinging singles. Like, you're getting the small wins. And that's what I find powerful with 4-day sales, or just low ticket and mid ticket in general. And I'm telling you, like, there's a lot of entrepreneurs out there, if you advise them, like multi-million dollar businesses, and you advise them like, hey, I think you need to take these low ticket offerings off the shelf, then you'd starve them. Like that's a big part of their business. So it's interesting to me that there's this bullshit lie that goes around saying that you're not a luxury brand if you don't offer only high ticket prices, or saying that low ticket gets in the way of high ticket. Like, they can coexist with each other. I've seen them coexist with each other. I've had them coexist with each other. It's amazing. And it's just crazy to me. Like, I have that rebel side of me. So there definitely was that side of me of like, well, everyone's doing Black Friday. I'm not going to do Black Friday too. But it makes sense. Like, why not give people the opportunity to work with you at a discounted rate, even if it's like a smaller package? Because if you're doing business right, all the packages, they complement each other. And then your low-end products can lead into your high-ticket offers, and then you don't have to strain over one thing. Gladly, absolutely. And even more, every entrepreneur is different. So chances are you're not even the same as that high-ticket coach saying, if you're not doing high-ticket, you're not like luxurious or whatever. I actually did a reading where I was nearly 50-50 inclusive and exclusive. Like, I was meant to work with high-end clients, but also low-ticket offerings. And I also believe that you can apply massive transformation in people's lives with low-ticket offers as well. From me being on the receiving end as well. Like, I've done the thing where I invested $15K to go into different retreats and being in a high-end group coaching program and upgrading and upgrading and upgrading. And that helped change my life, for sure. I've also bought $500 programs, even programs at like $300, $200 that changed my life as well. That was perfect for that moment and created transformation. Like, even a $300 product I did, probably a year and a half ago, right afterwards, I went through a breakup in my relationship because of the fact that I was calling in, like I was calling in something greater. Like, and I'll explain. I need some water. But it was to the point, it was like a program called Love and Acceptance. And just by making that energetic investment, it increased my capacity to love myself to the point where it's like, wow, this relationship's not serving me anymore and I need to get out. And that created a huge change in my life and many ripple effects. So it's like you can transform, and regardless if you're buying programs or you're selling programs, those things can transform your life, and it's really about what's aligned to you at that moment. And a price point is different for everybody, and clients are different in every tier. So you may have awesome clients. Like, that's another thing. It's like, oh, you need to raise your prices because lower offerings attract annoying clients or whatever. And there's annoying clients at every price point, trust me. Sometimes the pricing can be a barrier, it can be a pre-screening, but and you can do your own due diligence to like screen people and all that stuff, and you can also improve your marketing to where you're attracting more of your soul aligned clients. Like, some will slip through the cracks, but when your marketing is potent and your content is potent and you're clearly showing what you stand for, is less likely to happen. So you really want your heart and soul into it. And that goes into the branding thing. If you have a fake brand and your brand is outside of you and it's all based off of how you look and, looking perfect to everyone else, of course you're going to attract inauthentic relationships. It's like the same thing as men wanting to attract women with money. Something that, I saw often when I was like more coaching around dating. It's like men try to attract women with money and then complain, well, why does she only like me for my money? It's because you use your material wealth as like bait to attract relationships. And you can't create a meaningful relationship when you do it from a surface level way instead of working on yourself. Like, and that's not saying anything's wrong with having material wealth or anything like that, but it's like, what are you attracting? Are you attracting it with a fake image, or are you putting your real self out there? And I found the most effective brand strategy for me, if you can even, like, it doesn't even feel like a strategy, but it's to be you and treat this online world like they're like a group of friends, like the same way you would treat a group of friends, or like when you're doing a live stream, like treat it the same way as if you're talking to somebody personally. And the sweet pot emoji thing, brilliant fucking branding. It's brilliant fucking branding, but at the same time, it's nothing that I'd strategize about. It's not like, oh, I'm going to use like sweet potatoes and then I'm going to trademark something. It was just a joke and it caught on. And it's just because my energetic state was having fun with people and not worrying about what people thought of me, or worrying about people seeing me as high status or something like that. Do you really think that people give a fuck if you're like super high status, or do they give more of a fuck if they can relate to you and you're a cool and helpful person? It's like, do you go to a store and say, oh, I hope I get someone who's like snobby and like full of themselves helping me? Or do you want someone who can truly connect with you and know your needs and listen to you? So it's like, I get it. You want to be seen as a professional. I'm not saying that. You don't want to be a slob. You don't want to be extremely messy and not have your shit together. But I think there's a lot of emphasis in marketing and coaching and all that stuff where it's like worrying about how do I position myself and show people that I'm this expert. And then it's like using these external forces to show that you're the expert to somebody. Or how can I show people that I am the high brand coach and, nobody is on my level, or, something like that. You don't have to worry about any of that. Like, your soul people will pay your highest offers, even if you're offering something for $45. Like, even if it's $45, it's all about energy. It really is. there's a different energy. It's not really about the price point, it's about the energy in your content and how you're selling. If you're selling in a way that feels that urge, like I need clients, it's going to be a turnoff. But you can also shift that energy immediately. Like you don't have to walk around worrying about how is my brand going to affect people for life. Like people will have a long-term memory around something probably extremely problematic, but at the same time, people are forgiving, and you can definitely show growth and definitely rebrand yourself from that for sure. But when it comes to offering, like if you did an offer off of desperation and it did turn people off, you could energetically shift that stuff and then come out with a different offer that's powerful and confident, and you're letting go, and people will be magnetized to that, and maybe originally they weren't attracted to your old offer. So in that regard, I feel like people have a short-term memory because people, they're concerned about their own lives. So the thing I want to bring home here is stop worrying about what other people think about you. Stop judging yourself and how you sell. Everyone on the internet has their complaints about how people sell. And all that really fucking matters is that you sell in a way that you can fucking go to sleep at night, that you don't feel like you're screwing people over. Other than that, and I would even question what other people teach around that too. It's like, am I learning a way that only requires me to do it in a way by force, or is it a way of selling from a place of power? Like that's what I would be concerned with. But I wouldn't be concerned about people complaining about Black Friday sales or low ticket offers or making yourself, you got to get them through like 15 different qualification processes or anything like that. Some people really need to hear the message that, hey, make it fucking easy for your clients to buy from you. Thank you, Lee. I appreciate you for being here. It's like you got to get over yourself. And if you find yourself, with failed launches or things going up and down or things not working on working for you, most of the time, if not all the time, it's you getting in your own way. Are you pushing your clients away from you? Are you like intentionally or unintentionally pushing them away because you're too worried about your image or what someone sold you, some type of dream or some bullshit that you had to look over your image in some obsessive way? I'm telling you, when you embrace your imperfections, your flaws, and the things that make you human, launches become easier for you. They become more effective for you. They convert easier. One of my most recent clients, she's like, she had like a very analytical approach to launching. And like, she's awesome. She's got her shit together and she's like very methodical. I think that's a word, like articulate with her launches. But just a few shifts on one call, she's feeling more loose and free and creative. And then she had her best launch ever these past 2 weeks. Like she had like 30 plus people join her group. So it's like that energy where you're having fun and you're enjoying yourself and you're not worrying about every piece of content being perfect. And you're not putting so much weight on every video, every written content, or even your sales page. Like you're not putting that, burden on it where it's like, oh my God, this has to work or I'm going to die type of energy. And maybe even me saying that is drastic, but just know that every time you show up, you give people a chance to join you in this journey of yours, and you give them a chance for you to help them. And it doesn't have to be perfect every fucking time, and you're allowed to mess up, and you're allowed to have fun, and you're allowed to just get messy. Like, be willing to mess things up and see how your inspiration starts flowing like crazy. And then you come up with inspiration of offers that sell like crazy. Like, for instance, I'll even give you an example. Like a week and a half ago, I did the 2-for-1 special for one-on-one intensives. Like, I just noticed things going slow with another program that I had going on, and then I went for a walk and that hit me, and boom, people started signing up left and right. So allow yourself to be open to those downloads and stop basing it off judgments of other people, and don't ignore the level that you're at. You know, I'm an advocate of charging what you're worth. And there's a lot of people I come across as like, hey, it's time to raise your prices. Like you're stressing yourself up. Stressing yourself out. But if your price point level is at a certain level and you feel comfortable at a price point, don't compare yourself and shame yourself into thinking, oh my God, I got to be doing 25K packages right now. If you're not at the 25K, if you can't energetically get behind 25K packages yet, that's totally fine. Keep stretching and keep growing. And I think way too many people talk about quantum leaps. Like quantum leaps, great, but it's a lot easier that you gradually grow and you allow yourself to stretch out your comfort zone little by little. And it kind of goes into this concept I was talking about yesterday with health and money and all that stuff. You know, New Year's is approaching, and a lot of people approach their goals about having like these big ass goals of I gotta hit the gym 7 days a week and and get a trainer and get all this stuff. And you know, like imagine somebody who doesn't work out at all saying I'm going to hit the gym every single day and get a trainer and do all these crazy exotic workouts. When in actuality, the most helpful thing that they could do is apply one habit and allow that to have a compound effect. Like just say, hey, I'm going to get 10 minutes of movement every day, and then allow the things to get sexier and sexier. Same thing goes with business and funnels. It's like, why not just decide to sell simply day by day instead of thinking, hey, I got to build this really extreme, complicated funnel. And I mean, my Facebook group's a funnel. This video can be a funnel. You know, I'm linking you to my Black Friday offer, so it doesn't have to be complicated. When you get all perfectionist and complicated, that's what freezes you up from actually making moves. My Black Friday was a gift and went well. It was a radical gift and I loved it. Yes. And that's another good thing. When you give radical gifts as free offers, that leaves an impression on people and people will come back. But anyway, that's what I wanted to share today. If you're just joining, check out the replay. And my Black Friday offers are on the top. My first offer is my one-on-one intensive for half off. It's a one-on-one intensive with no bullshit. It's not a discovery call or anything like that. It's an open book session where you can ask me anything and you get a full analysis on a week's worth of your content and your sales pages and everything like that. And I give you different ways you can shift your energy and shift your strategy around how you're producing content so you're unleashing your true magic on a day-to-day basis, so your launches are easier, your online presence is more addictive, and more people are following you. And it's just like, this is like a one-off type of shift session. My second offer is 30 days of that Rebel Flow, and you may have heard of it, but this is a month long of being able to shift into that Rebel Flow. And what I consider the Rebel Flow is when you're not paying attention to those outside noises, or you're not trying to be too perfect, and you're in that flow where inspired ideas are coming out left and right. Like you're just in the fucking zone. And imagine if you had me in your corner for 30 days where something slipped up, or a launch didn't go right, or a piece of content wasn't getting the buzz that you thought it should have. You'd have me in your corner where you can send me a message on Voxer or Facebook message and say, hey, what do I do? And I'll give you my own mystical ginger inspired advice. James, it's terrific. It's what's a good word? Successful Saturday, small business Saturday, small business success Saturday. But anyway, check out the offers above in the title. And I'll probably post this in the comments as well. Have an amazing weekend. My Black Friday offers, my terrific Black Friday weekend offers are going from Friday to Monday. So essentially it is kind of like a 4-day sale like I talked about earlier. But check out the replay. It was fucking awesome. You'll love it. And have an amazing weekend. Peace.